not a great way to start the day. Or the stream. Okay. 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 I need to do like old dirty bastard and shimmy y'all to the side of this damn thing. Freaking desk, man. Habanero and pepper. Ow. I never thought that I would need knee pads just to sit at my own freaking desk. Ugh. I would really like to play some royalty-free music up in this joint, but I don't know if I'll get flagged again. Ugh. Alright, it is now 10 a.m. I still have my, yes I do, it's making sure I still have my virtual machine. What is this? A person in a garment. Seriously? Like, is this thing making it sound like I'm dumb? Yes, a person in a garment. Yes, you need to wear garments, otherwise that is labeled indecent exposure. So I don't even know why that label's even there in the first place. I wonder if I'll get a copyright strike for humming music. That'll suck. I just go doo 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 doo, and then all of a sudden strike. Oh god, that'll suck ass. I'll give it about a good 4 more minutes. And stuff. Bum bum. Oh, great. Oops. Just hummed another tune. Gonna get in trouble for that, too. Good morning, Monish. I don't know if you've seen it, Monish, but I accidentally banged my knee and my voice raised about 6.38 octaves. I have a bad habit of doing that. I need to like readjust how I sit at my own desk, or just get a new desk. I don't want a heavy desk, you know, like those big oak ones that look like it weighs about 100 pounds, but when you take all the parts out of the box, it actually weighs 630. Yeah, I've seen them before. Ugh. I used to work at a mortgage company and I had to help rearrange people's offices and just... I think it's safe to say that the higher-ups had what I like to call douche rooms. It was just everything in there was just heavy. They had heavy desks, heavy bookshelves, heavy like, TV stands, like heavy chairs. It was like, do you really need all this heavy stuff? Like, are you that big? No, you're not. Like a couple pounds heavier than me. Why do you need all this heavy crap? It's like redonkulous. Sorry for that rant there. I just got a little bit annoyed at self-inflicting harm upon myself before this stream starts. Drinking my tea because I forgot to bring my water jug. And, another strike from humming. Jeebus. Will I learn? Okay, next time I hum, just remind me, shame on you for doing that. Shame on you, Ch1-R0n1n, for humming. I'm gonna get striked. Ugh. I'm so dehydrated this morning, it is ridiculous, man. Alright, starting to feel a little bit good. Now. Alright. Let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. Ooh, that was pretty interesting. So, today's lesson, I'm going to start off with Nmap today. I'm just going to rename this as simply network scanning because I'm going to add on mass scan. Now, I've never used mass scan, like, at all. So, this is going to be a learning experience for everyone because we're going to learn how Nmap and mass scan works. Then we're going to use both of them. And this is the first time for me using mass scan again, so I'm gonna try to go as quick as I can and pick it apart the best I can to be able to show how it works, so we can all learn together. Okie McDokey. So let us start with our first slide. Nmap. What is it? Nmap stands for Network Mapper. This takes an IP address, a domain name, and scans all ports on the target and returns the results, which is probably similar from the other application as well. One thing also to note, I would implement automatic recon scanners, but I don't want to because if we don't understand the basis of what we're scanning, nothing that we read from an automatic scanner will make sense to us. So we will need to actually know the basics of what we're doing. So then if we use automation, then those fills in, then we already know what's happening. We already know what to look for. So I learned from a little birdie that there are a grand total of 65,535 ports. That is a lot. And the best way to kind of view this here, the example that I use is, think of it of being like a census taker, right? You're in this huge apartment building, kind of maybe like that Dread movie. Not Sylvester Stallone, no, but the other one with Carl Urban in that big ass hotel. Oh crap! Sorry. Let me go ahead and increase my mic. Can you hear me now? Let me crank this soldier boy. Are you able to hear me now? Wait, let me make sure that my damn mic. Yep. Okay. I selected my mic this time. Not gonna make the same mistake twice of having my damn microphone off. Okay. Are you able to hear me now? Just wanna hold off for a second just to make sure that. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, now think of network scanning like being in a large apartment building, kind of like as I was saying, the movie Dread with Carl Urban, not Sly Stallone. That one was ass fire. Don't ask me what ass fire means. Okay, moving on. So. This apartment building, right? It's got 65,535 rooms in it. And you are a lone census taker. you're going to have to go through each one of these rooms as fast as you can, right, in order to see 3 different results. Which doors will open for you, which doors are filtered, meaning like they like peek behind the door with the chain still on it, and which ones just say, get the hell away from my door before I blow your face off. Sorry, I grew up in Chicago, that's how we roll over there. Now, let's go to my next slide here once I can find the dang old thing. There we go. So, when we're network scanning, we're basically asking ourselves a set amount of questions. Who's inside? Meaning, what type of port is this, right? How old or new are the gadgets when we enumerate the service versions? You know, satellite or cable? I don't know your cable provider. Gas or electric? I'm half and half. Chicken or the egg? I'll eat either. You get the idea. So, when we're scanning, this is where switches are going to be coming in, right? Here are the primary Nmap switches that I like to use. I like to when I'm port scanning. Also, a side note: when we are port scanning, we're only going to get the top 1,000 results. That's by default. And these switches are what I like to use to help fill in those gaps there. So, I like to use the -SC switch, which is to enumerate versions of the software running on the certain ports. I use save scripts, meaning that scripts that from the Nmap scripting engine that are not as intrusive, that they are kind of like passive scanning around. I like to use the -P-. This is supposed to be a lowercase p. That'll scan all of the ports all together. Okay? And the reason why I like to use this first is because if I just run a regular Nmap scan, I'll get the top 1,000, but what if there's a port that's not listed in that top 1,000 that somebody had set up? A regular scan won't catch that. The -P- will, because it'll go through each and every one of those 65,535 ports in order to see which ones are open and say, okay, pointing that one out. Now, I use the -A to fill in the gaps of what's missing. So, this should be SC. No, this should be SC. I don't know why the hell I screwed that up. This should be SC. That's SV. That's my bad. I will edit that later. The -A. This one goes through more scanning tests. So -A will look for OS detection to find out what OS it is, the type of version of OS, and it'll also check out the services as well. It'll do like the safe script scanning as well as traceroute. I don't really care about traceroute because it's really not that important to me, but I do want to kind of have a good idea of what OS that type that I'm working on, so it makes it easier for me to look for kernel exploits, right? And then output all formats. This is like I think it's regular Nmap format, XML, and a greppable, I believe. So there is another flag that is labeled the T flag. The T flag sets the scan speed, and it goes 0 through 5. Now, I could use it, but since I like to have a methodology where I go through other tools for like my enumeration, this one, it really doesn't even matter. It makes it a little bit faster, but the time that I'm waiting for the for the scan to finish, I could be working on something else, and then just double back to this one to fill. So I'm not like just staring at the screen waiting for it to get done and then go to the next step. I just start my scan, go to the next step, then I can just double back and look, see what Nmap did, and pick up from there. Now, we do have a bonus tool as well, which is being able to perform vulnerability scanning with Nmap, and that's going to be the Nmap scripting engine, or NSE. I was going to say C, but I had to properly enunciate my word there. Excuse me for burping. My bad. Now, what does it do? The Nmap scripting engine basically is a collection of of scripts here that are designed to both enumerate as well as detect vulnerabilities in a plethora of services and applications, as we see here. And these scripts are all located in the user share Nmap script folder. Okay, as we see here, once this stupid pop-up will stop, jeez. So we have, I'm just gonna point to them. I'm gonna use my imagination to point to each one of these things because that stupid pop-up window is making my head hurt. So we can scan for these broadcast types. We can scan FTP. We have multiple scripts for that. Multiple scripts for DNS enumeration. Stop that screen, damn it. We have HTTP scripts from the third field. Multiple HTTP scripts, I should say. We have things for IP geolocation, dealing with Oracle, RPC, SNMP, SMB, things like that. And how we use it is a little bit tricky. We can use the regular -- script equals and pick which one that we want. But it's a lot easier to specify the port number and the version as well. So it just moves a lot quicker when I'm as specific as possible. So instead of just using this here, which is just the SV, I would use the -P flag, and I would put in that actual port number, and then run the script there. So I'm being like as accurate as I could possibly be with it. So the question is, just like the HTTP one, what if there's more than one script that we want to run? And that's easy. We simply use the wildcard, which is the star. So we could start with the first set of characters from the script name, and just put star on the end of it, and then that will run every script that fits in that category. So if we use, as we see here, HTTP -vuln -star, we can take the dash off if we want, but the star will take every single script once we scroll back up here. So every script here, even though it's not showing in this screenshot, which I'll show it in the when it's time for the demonstration, that has HTTP -vuln -. Once we put a star into that, that'll take every single one of those scripts that has HTTP vuln in it and run that against the target. So that is the last slide here. So let's get started with this demo. All right, so I'm gonna use virtual machine Venom again for this, but we're gonna need so we're gonna start from our basics and then work our way up. So, and again, we're gonna use mass scan. We learn how to use mass scan on the back end here. So since I don't know the IP yet of this VM, we're gonna need to know what range am I gonna be working with, and we're working with this here. So let me go ahead and copy this. So our basic Nmap oops, my freaking numlock was not on. Okay. So now we're just gonna go find which IP this VM is on. A nice way of checking is, actually no, it's better in VirtualBox because it'll show it better there. But I believe this is 146. Okay, so this was just a blanket scan there. Let me just confirm that here. Once this browser decides to open, there we are. Okay, that's my web environment. So it's 141. This is my little web testing lab. Let me make sure this is the correct one. Yes, it is. Okay. So it's 141. So now that we have our IP address, let's start working with it. So we have our blanket scan right here of 141. Actually, let me clean this up. There we go. 141. Now, excuse me. These are all within the top 1,000 ports here. Now, if we ran this exact same thing with -p-, this will scan all of them, and all of the ports, and then present the results here. Now, while this is going, we'll go on to our next task, type of scanning, which is with the save scripts, enumerate versions. We're going to do this one first, right? Then we're going to have another going to use the -A flag. Here is without the -A flag. Then last, gonna bring up the NSE scripts here. Okay. So here we ran save scripts, we ran enumerate versions, right? And here's what we got. From the top 1,000 ports, we have the version of what's running on that port right there. This is closed, so we ain't got to worry about it. We got Apache running on port 80, right? Looks like we already, and because we're enumerating the system version, we were able to get this information here as well. But this is Ch1-R0n1n CMS, okay? This is also giving us version information, Ch1-R0n1n version 4.2. So this is fairly interesting information if we can confirm this on the target itself. So we don't need to worry about these two ports there because they're both closed. And this one's the only one that's open. So here we ran with the -A. So here's with the without -A, and here is with it. All right. And we have a lot more pieces of information that we did not have before. One of them is mostly this part. We got MAC address here. Actually, no, we do have that over there, but we don't have aggressive OS guesses that tells us what percentage of a match it is to Linux 5.0, 5.4, 4.15, 5.1, all the way down to 9, blah, 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 blah. And we have our ping test as well as our trace route. This tells us our host name, you see right there. And also, whenever we see this section here, we need to add that to our etc host file. How we do that, we simply go pico, it's etc hosts, right? And then add that, as you can see right there on the bottom there. Now, for save scripts here, if you see, we have like our HTTP scripts there, HTTP vuln scripts there. So let's see what we have for the vuln here. So we go in Nmap, port 80 that it had open, SV, script equals we use like a portion of this script name, add star on the end, and it'll go through every single one of these scripts here. It will scan it on that particular port, confirm the service version, and then print its results right there. Now, there are two scripts that are designed for vulnerability scanning that we can also use for this exact same deal here. Vulners right here, and there's another one called vuln scan. I like this one better. So let's run this here. Now with vulners, we don't really need to be specific with the port number, but we can if we want to. So let me get rid of this here. Run vulners.nsc. And here we have a listing of everything that the vulner script was able to find an exploit for. Now this is a little jumbly. There's a lot here. Yeah, we can go through each and every individual one, but it's a little it's kind of flooded a little bit too hard, you know. So that's where another one comes into play, which is vulscan. Now this one's a little bit tricky, and I will show you why in a second here. So we're gonna do git clone, save that in here, right? All right. Okay, so we're in the folder right here. Now, here's why I say this is going to be tricky, and why I'm going to be doing this, as well as opening this. Let's look for that folder there. Nmap. There we go. Look for our scripts there. Phone scan is right here. Backup folders right here. Now, let's get rid of this and explain what's up. Let's run our Nmap scan again, right? But we're going to change this to full scan. All right. Now, these CSVs are Excel files with all the vulnerabilities in them all. Now, what happens when we run the script? It's going to go through each and every one of those CSV files and print out in groups all of the matches that they have. Now, this is also pretty overbearing, right? So how do we fix this? How do we get more pinpoint accurate info? Good morning. So how do we clean this up? Easy fix, right? What we're gonna do is this. The most important ones that I like to have and look at is from exploit DB or OpenVAS if we want, but we'll need to have OpenVAS in order to see the stuff. So here's how we clean all of this up. Backup folder, right? Check it. Select these. Accept exploit DB. Simply move this to our backup folder. Check this out. Run this again, and this time we only get the results printed of exploit DB, and that's it. Okay. The reason why these are saying no findings is because these are not in here. They're actually in here. So if I were to take, let's see. Let's take this one, right? Bring it back. Paste it right there. So clearly, when we see that when we scanned it, we only got the results from ExploitDB. We just moved one more CSV over. Run it again. And now we have ExploitDB results and the VulnDB script here too. So this helps me out a lot because it really clears up a lot of garbage. If I just want one source of information from somewhere, then this step really saves a lot of time. Because it's only saying, I only want results from here. I don't want to do a whole lot of scrolling. I only want to see what this has in it, and that is it. Okay, so that is our Nmap portion. Next up is going to be mass scan. Now, again, I have no idea how mass scan works, and I'm about to find out today. So, mass scan. Okay, so it looks like that we call mass scan, right? And we specify our ports here and our range. Let's see. List those options are compatible with Nmap. Okay, let's figure them all out then. All right, so start with our first one. Let's do this. Okay. We have our IP range 192.168.59. Okay, so let's do a mass scan port in this entire IP range. Oh, of course. Let me get that for you there, boy. Grab this. Place this right here for you, sir. There you go. Okay. So let's run this mass scan here. So this is new output. I haven't seen this. So again, we're learning together with this. Okay, taking its speed of time. Doesn't know whether or not if it's going to be 4 minutes or less than that. No problem, sir. And if you have any questions, many thanks. And again, brother, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and drop them in the chat, or since you already have my Twitter, you can go ahead and DM me there. So this thing is taking its old sweet old time here. Wow, this is taking a long time for a local scan. Dang, man. Nmap would have had this thing already done. Jeez. But we're giving it a chance. We're giving mass scan a chance to see what it does, see what it pulls off. Let's make another. Let's split this down the middle, right? And see what's next. So let's see what this does. Okay. So apparently with mass scan we can, oh, thank you very much. We can add a list of hosts to scan. Okay. We can get banners of everything, but we can get that with HTTPX. Specify port ranges. Okay. Firewall evasion, yeah. Output, okay. Doesn't really look like that mass scan has much to add. Like, it doesn't, it looks like that it doesn't have something that makes you go, I should just use this now. Because, yeah, this thing is... Oh, because it's doing a stealth scan, and that's why it's taking so long. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I'm stupid. Cuckoo. Did not see that part. Alright, so this is running a stealth scan, so it's going to be a lot slower because it's trying to go under the radar. So that makes more sense. So let's go with our next step. Let's see what this next one does right here. Right. Mass scan. Let's do... Specify port 80. Right? What does it say? Okay, network range. No, 24. There we go. Okay, so this is a lot faster. Alright. So I think it's because I added those other ports in here. So I think that's about it. I think that's why. Okay, okay. So this is fast. Alright. Well, color me intrigued and half stupid for not noticing that. Alright. So I like that. So let's clear this off, right? And then just put 80, which is what we did over here. And this, oh damn. Okay, so that is fast. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Just quit, man. Damn. So what's our next up? Oh, crap. Banners. Alright, so let's do that. Next up, right? Banners. Not Bruce Banner. Not David Banner. But banners. Which technically would mean both of them, since banners with the S is plural, and I just listed 2 people with the name Banners in it, so technically that is correct. Okay. Okay, so this is okay. So okay, no, not input no banners from that. Okay, shoot. Let's see. Let's run this next one with this open switch and banners, right? What's this read scan all about? Really? You just... That's it? This is all you say? Success? What the hell? What? Hint. Try something like... Okay, so why... Hold on. Mass scan, open banners, rescan file name. Yeah, it doesn't... Okay. 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 Now that just has me a little bit annoyed. Because it's saying that I have to include a port even though the damn thing doesn't say that. Alright, that just chaps my buttocks. Okay. So here we are again, yeah, discover the ports there. And it's supposed to be... But what? Okay, hang on a second. Let's process this ridiculousness here. So let me get this straight. I can't run mass scan on open ports because I have to specify a port. But what's the purpose of having a switch that says open if it doesn't scan the open ports and I have to specify what ports to scan? Can you just... Woosah? Woosah. Woosah. Okay. Enough about that outburst there. Now, just from seeing that, I'm not touching mass scan. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So, mass scan has officially given me a headache. I don't think I'm dealing with it. No, I don't want to. Because look at this. Okay, so... if I want to utilize Nmap in this, again, this is useless. because it will only scan. Oh, I have to look into it to see if it'll just scan a group without having a specified port. Yeah, because I don't. Because why? If Nmap lets me scan without having to list a port, why is this one doing it? Maybe because it's mass. Don't know. Possibly. But let's look a little bit deeper into this here and see how we can make this work. So let's try this again, right? Okay. Again, it's like you have to specify the ports, but it's like, why? Like, why? There is no. Okay. Let us continue. Okay. See, it's P port ranges, but it won't run unless I. Okay, so I have to do this extra step? Really? Okay, fine. Port 1 through. So it looks like that we're going to have to always put this in front. Scanning all ports and only presenting which ones are open. And apparently, this is going to be taking 44 hours, 46, 45 hours, 47 hours, and 46. It's going to take a lot of time. So let's stop that right there. Stop. Let's do the one that we already found, that we were working on initially, which is this one. Okay, it's going to be scanning all ports there. I like the timer. I will say that. Because Nmap doesn't have a timer. I haven't seen it, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But just the fact that Nmap scan, if I go for all ports, makes me feel like I'm running a scan off of hope. Because it doesn't tell me when it'll print the results out. I just have to be hopeful that it will quickly, which it doesn't. But this one tells us in about 10 minutes it will present the results of all the ports that are on this machine here. Okay. So we have a little timer. That's cool. Alrighty-o. Good 9 minutes. Do I have any intentions of waiting that long? The answer is no. So I will go ahead and close this bad boy out. Now, here's one thing that I also want to point out. I think I have one. Let's double check. Okay, I have auto recon. So, oh, I think I can just do it normally, right? Okay. Okay, so it's not installed on here. So let's look it up anyway, right? I think this is made by the amazing Tiberius. Yes, it is. Okay. Alright. Okay. let us grab this here. Let us remove this one. Grab this one. Follow the instructions. Install the requirements. Once it decides to not stall out, there we go. All right. Okay. Let's put in our IP address of our target here. Let's run this auto recon here. Now, the reason why I say it's best to scan manually first before you, well, actually first and before is one and the same thing, but before you run an automated scanner, it's best to always do it manually first. Get more information, actually you have a better understanding on what's being ran and why. Whenever, like when we do it manually versus automatic. So here it is going through the scanning from the top TCP ports. That's running without the -p dash. Running all TCP ports. That's with the -p dash. Right? This is again the top 1000 TCP, top 1000 UDP. You don't normally scan UDP since that's those are always hit or misses. The UDP doesn't require an actual legit connection. It's just if it gets there, it gets there. If it don't, it don't. And we have our, as we see here, if it's detected FTP, it's running a scan against that port to enumerate that service version. The same thing as using SV, the SV flag, to enumerate this, the service version. Directory busing, which we really didn't have to do because this is an Nmap module that we're looking at, so we don't really have to worry about that. The TCP port 80, these here, we already ran them with the Nmap with the -a function, not with what web. That's gonna be more of what technology. Actually, yeah, it is correct for the enumerating versions for what technology that the target is running. And this is, I think this is for taking screenshots, I believe. So we don't really need to worry about that. And we can close this part out. So here's like, it's basically, here's like an overview of what we already picked up from our Nmap scan, except this one just does the exact same thing and organizes them. Now, also, this can also be fixed, but, or, what's the word I'm looking for? We can also use like the Vuln scan in here as well, which is what we already use, and I don't think that this uses it. But also the way that we manipulated the Vuln scan script here to only output exploit DB saves us a lot of time and energy. So let's just fill in these gaps here and just run these to basically fill this application's requirements. Oh, forgot. Got my little Batman shoit. Like this joint. So this is just bringing in sec lists. It's all good. Just got all the applications and stuff for this program here installed. No big deal. But this is pretty much an automated version of what we already did here. But that's basically all that I got for this particular module for Nmap. Hopefully you guys liked it. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Like to hear from you guys about what your thoughts are, what I can improve on, what could I change, what could I keep the same, stuff like that, and things of that nature. I really like interacting with you guys. Definitely a fun thing. So that should be it for this stream. Thank you very much for joining me. I am Ch1-R0n1n, and I am out.